Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Racine Me. I'm Meghan Reistad. This morning on Racine Me, this holiday season is one like we've never seen before. We're featuring an event making sure people have the basic necessities. And we're meeting Minnie the skunk from the Racine Zoo. But first this morning, Splash and Dash is a Racine nonprofit raising money for other organizations in the area. And every year, people take the plunge and they give back. But this year, the event is canceled because of the pandemic. Jason Greenwood is joining us from the Splash and Dash Foundation, and he's here to share more. Hey, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So fill us in on right now what's going on with the Splash and Dash Polar Plunge. This normally happens on New Year's Day every year at North Beach and Racine at noon. Everyone takes the plunge, but this year that's not happening.
Yeah, so this year, obviously, because we have the event at a North Beach, which is a Racine County park, we have to get a permit in order to have that event. And due to the Safer Racine ordinance, the City of Parks and Rec and Cultural Services, they had to deny our permit this year for the Splash and Dash. So unfortunately, and due to the pandemic, obviously we worked, we didn't want to have an event that was going to be unsafe for anybody. And even though the event is outside, they did have to decline that permit due to the new ordinance. So it's unfortunate. We've been doing the event for 30 years now, and just one of those situations. We've had to cancel it before in the past due to weather, and a global pandemic, I guess, is a good reason to cancel it. So
yeah. But for future, you guys you're planning next year. Is that correct? You're still planning
and we were really excited about this year. Last year, coming into 2020, we had a 5K event that was incorporated with the Splash and Dash. So that was a brand new thing. We were really excited about the potential of bringing more people down to the beach.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about it. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do it this year, but next year we're going to just continue with the plans that we had for this year with growing that 5K event and just getting a lot of people down at the beach.
All right. And the Splash and Dash Foundation is a registered 501c3 and has raised nearly $250,000 for local charities over the last 30 years. And so this year, you are still encouraging people to donate, and they can tell me what can they do there, either directly to the organization or else the foundation will help distribute those funds?
Yeah, so we contribute money every year to 3 different charities. So Racine County Food Bank, Halo, and then the Hospitality Center on Main Street in Racine. So those are the 3 charities that the money gets distributed to. So we're asking that regular participants or anybody else who would want to donate, either just directly donate right to those charities, or you can also send donations to us, to the Splash and Dash Foundation. And then what we're going to do is just distribute those donations equally amongst the 3 charities, which is what we do every year. So we ask that people still donate. Obviously, it's a really tough year for everybody, and Halo, Food Bank, Hospitality Center, they need money more than ever right now. So we just ask that people continue to support those charities.
Okay. Jason, thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you because I know you guys are going to do great things in future years. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And check the Facebook page, Splash and Dash Racine. You can get our address, 8348 Corporate Drive. Also, you can check our website, splashanddashracine.com, and get information on where to send donations.
Awesome. All right, we've got all that information up on our screen right now. So again,
excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's great that you shared that information so people can get involved if they'd like to. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Megan.
Okay, have a great day.
Yep, you too.
And the Racine Zoo isn't slowing down for the holidays. Staff have all sorts of fun ideas planned for you and your family. Beth Hydorn, Executive Director at the Zoo, is joining us now to share about a few events coming up. Hey, Beth, good morning. First, do you want to share about the World Wine Online? Am I saying that right?
Say it 3 times, Megan.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So again, we want to keep things going, even in the wintertime. And we know that people like to have wine. in the state of Wisconsin.
Yes.
So it's called Wine Online, and you get three 75 milliliter bottles, and it is on January 8th from 7 to 8. You pick up the items here at the zoo's office. There's always free gifts that go along with anything that we ever do. And you'll take those home. You'll get sent a Zoom link. We have our wine expert that will be joining us. And then they'll be talking about the 3 different wines that people will go through. And it's just a fun way to connect, to still support the zoo, because our animals don't take a break. And it works really, really well, and people have commented on it. So we decided to bring it back now for the winter. We kind of did it during the summer and when we were closed to the public. And now it's going gangbusters, and this is our first one up for January. We never like to not have an event here, so as you know.
Right. So you're listening to the people. You're giving them what they want. That's good.
Absolutely.
Good. Okay, also talk about spring break camp, and there's also a early sign-up discount.
Yeah, so that starts April 12th, and we really hear from the parents that they want some wonderful educational edutainment type activities for their kids. And so we're launching spring break camp. We actually launched it last year, but we couldn't do it because of the pandemic. So this year we're very excited. Again, it starts April 12th. It's for ages 3 through kids going into 7th grade. So it's a wide range. So families that have 1 or 2 kids in different grades, they would be able to come here for a full day of fun activities that are grade appropriate for them. They get snacks, they tour the zoo, they meet animals, they meet keepers, they help with things. They have lessons that are very appropriate for their ages and what they should be learning at that grade level. So it's very exciting, and we know right now parents are getting a little stir crazy with all the kids around. So this will be a good opportunity for them to come out. We follow all the CDC guidelines that are necessary for school kids and camps in particular. Okay. And so we have smaller class sizes. The kids get their own craft activities that they take home with them. They go back and forth, and it's just that kid. So, less touch points for everybody. Sure. And it's a 10% discount before February 15th.
Very nice. Okay, and then it, seems far off, but it's not too far off. Summer camp. We're talking about that already. Early sign up too for that.
Exactly. And those start on June 21st. And again, age 3 through kids going into 7th grade, a week long of activity. These kids get to do some stuff I don't even get to do. So I might have to take summer camp this year. And again, that's a 10% discount up through February 15th. People are already planning it. They've already been calling to see when they can get, and for you grandparents, makes for a great holiday present for the kids as well. So you can still buy those through February 15th for the discount. Of course, the sales will go on beyond that. Again, CDC guidelines, smaller classrooms. It's an outside activity. Masks are still required, but kids last summer, they really knew how to do that, and it helped them a lot and helped us, and everyone was very safe.
Perfect. Yeah, kids do seem to be just, they kind of get used to it and they go with the flow. So that's good. And like you said, You guys are following all the local guidelines. So that's very smart.
For sure.
Okay, Beth. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I also love the idea that you said for grandparents, maybe your grandkids have everything already. So give them one of the camp signups,
Right. Because then you're giving them an experience that they will keep in their hearts forever. Yeah. So that's my recommendation.
Okay. Great to see you, Beth. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you too, Megan.
Still ahead on Racine and Me, one event in Racine is seeing overwhelming support from the community to make sure kids know Santa does exist. This holiday season is one like we have never seen before. In the midst of a pandemic where the need for shelter, food, and the basics to buy basic necessities have been extra hard to come by for so many, there's an even greater need to give back to others. Pauline Lee takes us to one annual event in Racine that's seeing an overwhelming support from the community to make sure kids know Santa does exist.
For many of us, the holidays are a special time of year.
It warms your heart.
Yeah, for sure.
But for Jesse Booker of Racine,
forgive me.
The feelings are more than words can describe.
And I remember a time where it was a struggle to put gifts underneath the Christmas tree.
Life is now good for Jesse and his family, and for the last 6 years, he and his fiancée have worked to show their kids the true meaning of the holiday.
Yeah, no, it's great, for sure. It's important to show them what we can do as a family and as a community to make a difference.
This program is all about giving back to the community, right?
Jesse is the man behind Santa Does Exist, an annual campaign in Racine that raises thousands of dollars every year for families in need to truly have a season that is merry and bright.
It's the greatest thing we can do, just as a community, to show people that we care, that we truly care, and that we want to make a difference.
All the people you see here care.
A sight to see in years past, in the days leading up to Christmas. After months of collecting donations from area businesses and community members, dozens of struggling families are chosen to receive a $250 gift card for free.
It's important for the people who donate to see the impact of their donation. It's important for these families to see how many people care.
But this year, Jesse wondered if the season of giving would see the same generosity.
Because people are struggling this year with the pandemic.
It wasn't the same. It was more.
We were at 7,000, we were at 8,000, now we've hit 9,000.
This year, Santa Does Exist raised the most it ever has since it started. More than 160 donors, with the majority being community members, nearly doubling last year's amount, raising more than $14,500. All of it went to help nearly 60 families with holiday gifts this year.
What does that tell you during a pandemic year that people still want to help?
They know that even though they're struggling this year, there are people who are worse off than them, and that is what made the difference this year.
This year's event looked different from years past, but the meaning behind the gift is the same.
If it wasn't for the community, none of this would be possible. I'm just a guy who had the idea, but the donations from the people in our community are what make this happen.
Proving that when times are hard, when a community comes together, anything is possible.
Who knows, sky's the limit. I told my children I'm never going to stop this as long as I'm alive. So yes, no, it's a blessing for sure.
Amazing work there. Santa Does Exist has big plans for next year. Jesse is working on officially turning the event into a nonprofit organization. Stick around. Next on Racine Me, we're meeting Minnie the skunk. That's ahead. This morning, we're excited to welcome Asia Summers, curator of animal care and conservation education at the Racine Zoo, and a very special guest. We have Minnie the skunk with us today as well. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Tell us about Minnie.
Minnie is one of our ambassador animals here at the Racine Zoo. So that means that his job is to hang out behind the scenes. And he actually goes to everything from birthday parties to programs at schools. And he is a striped skunk.
And what is he eating right now? He seems to like something that you've got there.
He is. So right now we're eating a mix. We've got some romaine lettuce in here. We've got some carrots, sweet potato, apple, and I'm about to give him, excuse me, sir, his favorite food, which is a little bit of hard-boiled egg. These guys are opportunistic omnivores, so they will eat almost anything they can find.
Wow, okay, and he seems pretty friendly. He's kind of just walking around the table and obviously coming up to greet you, looking for some treats.
Yeah, so he has lived at our zoo pretty much his whole life since he was a baby. So he's been raised around people. He's very used to people. Like I said, we've brought him everywhere from retirement centers to preschools, to even, we did a garden center grand opening together once. So he's pretty used to being around big crowds. So just me and him, this feels like a normal day to him.
Really? Okay, and you're not afraid at all that he might spray?
I'm not. So when these guys are little, just like you would get your dog or cat fixed, when we get them fixed, we also have their scent gland removed. So he can't spray me if he wanted to. But these guys, honestly, even if I saw a wild skunk, I wouldn't be that scared. You really have to threaten them to get them to spray you, and they will even lift their tail and give you a warning before spraying. So you know long before you're ever going to get sprayed. That's why most of the people who get sprayed by skunks are either little kids or dogs who don't know any better.
Okay, good to know. I just thought, wow, maybe you have your mask on for two reasons there, in case you get sprayed because of the pandemic. But no, that's not even an opportunity, or that's not even a possibility for Minnie.
No, and you know, he
okay.
his tail. He's comfortable. He's happy.
Okay. How long can he live?
So these guys can live to be about 12 to 15 years, and he is only about 5 years old now. So he's still pretty young for his species.
Okay. And what do they like to do during the day?
During the day, these guys actually largely sleep. They are nocturnal. They are an animal you'd find in the woodland forests around here, even in Racine, and pretty much across most of the eastern U.S. And during the day, they sleep. So that's why you don't really see skunks that often, even though you probably have them all over the place around your house. They like to sleep all day, and then they go out at night looking for food. And these guys are actually really awesome. They're kind of like the garbage cans of the forest. As you can see, this skunk does not care what's going on around him. A marching band could walk through this room right now and he would just be focused on this blue bowl because he knows that's where his treats are. And that's true for them in the wild too. They get hyper focused on what they want to eat.
Okay. I watched you kind of guide him, to his treat. Could you teach him tricks if you wanted to?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
So these guys, they love food. He is target trained. So if I had a target, I could get him to step on a platform. I could get him to do a voluntary wait. He doesn't really love being picked up, and I get it. I wouldn't like a big giant stranger picking me up and holding me in their arms either. But he actually will go into his crate voluntarily. He'll come out on the table voluntarily, step on its scale, lift his feet, lift his nose, any of those types of things that we need him to do. And that just helps. We do that with all of our animals here at the zoo. Keep their lives stress-free, comfortable, and them voluntarily participating in their own care.
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks so much for letting us join the two of you for breakfast this morning. For Minnie, I wish we had more time because I'm fascinated by this skunk. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
A Racine actor's livelihood was gone in what felt like the blink of an eye thanks to the pandemic. So Barbie McGuire got creative. She utilized technology and her love for Christmas to come up with a way to get some support this season. Take one look at Barbie McGuire's home and you'll know Christmas is coming. Inside sends the same message.
My family always teases me and says, we don't have any more bins, do we? Because they just keep bringing more stuff out.
Along with her love for the holidays, Barbie's passion is also her profession. She's an actor.
These are from shows that I've done. This was Racine Theater Guild's A Christmas Carol.
But this year has been tough on her and her profession.
A few in there. I have a lot of ornaments from when I toured. 2 shows that were canceled, so 2 incomes dead.
So she figured out a way to bring back some Christmas cheer and earn back some of the income she lost, thanks to a company called Jingle Ring and her good friend, Mrs. Claus.
Oh, there she is. Fiona, how are you?
Good.
Oh my goodness, it's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
She's a very calming person. The children were nestled all snug in their beds. In a lot of visits, the children are usually scared of Santa. He's just overwhelming, and Mrs. Claus seems to be the person to calm them and, grandmotherly. Very, very into, the heart of Christmas.
So this is Snickerdoodles. Snickerdoodles, isn't that a funny name? And what about you, Maya? What do you want for Christmas?
Oh, Maya, don't be shy.
She's the one who can deliver the message to Santa.
She's the one.
It's okay, Maya, because you know what? Santa already knows what you want. So you don't worry.
Christmas means love. Means hope. You hold on to a lot of memories.
Barbie says long after 2020 is over, she'll take away a new appreciation for her passion.
I know that when things go back to normal, any theater job that I get is going to be like, enjoy every moment of it.
And we have more information on Jingle Ring on our website if you're interested at cbs58.com. Just click on the Racine and Me section. We've got more to come this morning on Racine and Me. Next, Carrie Grieving joins us from Real Racine for a recap of events this year. We're back for our final segment of the morning. It's the community calendar with Carrie Grieving from Real Racine. Hey, Carrie, good morning. You look so cute and festive.
Hi, Megan. Good to see you. I mean, it's the season, right?
Right. We have to enjoy it.
Yes.
So Wonderland of Lights at the Racine Zoo. This morning we kind of want to recap for people some of the events that are going into the new year so people can get out and enjoy them if they want. Tell us about that.
Yes, exactly. It's just kind of our final push to let you know what's still going on in case you haven't been able to get out yet. The Winter Wonderland at the zoo, the lights are still going on all the way through, I believe it is January 3rd. They've even extended some days, so it used to just be Thursday through Sunday. Now they are open pretty much every day of the week. If you want to check it out, you should go online to their website and double check that they'll be open, but I believe that it's every day from now until the end.
Okay. And the Wisconsin Christmas Carnival of Lights, that's a Jellystone. Tell us about that.
Yes, we've talked about this a lot. There's a ton of things to do, drive-through, golf cart, open sleigh rides, all those, the lodge is open. That too is extending through the beginning of January because it's been so popular. And again, it's a $25 for a carload of people, and you can go and choose any of those activities, all of them. They too are open, I believe, at 5 o'clock every single night, to double check too on their calendar.
Okay, and our last event is the Big Bundle Up.
Yes, the Big Bundle Up, that runs through January 5th. And if you have any, this is a perfect time. Once you get new presents and you get new things, you should go through your closets, check for jackets, hats, gloves, all scarves, anything that's winter related, and then drop them off at the Real Racine Visitor Center, and we will donate them for you. It does stay. A couple people have asked me, does it stay within the community? And yes, these are Racine residents, the county who are needy, who are looking for these kinds of items.
Okay. Now, it was a really tough year for tourism, for businesses, for people in general in 2020. But what are your hopes for the future for Racine with Real Racine, and maybe what went well in 2020?
Yeah, 2020, everyone talks really bad about it. It was not what we planned. Out of the 40-some events that I had planned, we only hosted 4.
Wow.
But at the same time, we also got involved with a lot of community events and a lot of community organizations that I had never been in contact with before. Okay. So I'm taking that as a huge win. Like, I have a new network of people who are interested in Racine County, who want to do good things, and now we can just go forward and continue those new things that were in 2020. I hope they become annual events. And tourism, it will rebound. We're already starting to look forward and move forward. But without everyone in the county, this year would have been absolutely awful. Everyone rebounded, they adapted, they did all the good things. And honestly, I don't know. I don't have such a terrible view of 2020 anymore.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Okay. How about other plans looking forward as we look forward to 2021?
Yeah. So on the flip side of that, I have just pretty much picked up 2020, all my events that were planned, and I plopped them in 2021.
Okay.
So I am really, really hopeful that everything will be open. We'll be able to host events still safely and, with any guidelines that are in place. But I do hope that the beach will open and we can have volleyball every weekend, and we can have pro watercross and regular lacrosse out at Score, and then all those things that people love. Party on the Pavement, the Italian Fest, Fourth Fest, all those things that we're missing this year, they're going to come back. I know that they will. And we'll all show up again.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what I'm really hoping for? I'm hoping that you and I can have a conversation in person in 2021.
Me too. I was just talking about that with someone. They said, it's so easy to do it virtually. I said, yes, but it's not the same. No. And I mean, a huge thanks from us to you. You've really stepped up and totally taken on this hosting gig. And I love it. And I'm so thankful for you and for CBS 58. So thank you too for that.
Yes. Well, we're thankful for you. We're counting all of our blessings this holiday season. So thanks so much, Carrie. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in 2021.
You got it. I will see you then.
Okay. Thanks, Carrie. That concludes your Racine and Me holiday episode for this morning. I'm Meghan Reistad. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, if you have an idea for a future episode of Racine and Me, just let me know. You can reach out on Facebook or you can send an email. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We'll see you right back here for Racine and Me next time.